This segment of the Sports Narrative Radio Show is backed by Xena Communications. Internet, Wi-Fi, IT, cloud services, and security cameras. Get connected in your home or office today. Call or click for your free consultation in the DFW area.
Very nice. All right, so we got that July 7th.
Now we'll say, do I get 30 seconds on the heavyweight division?
Absolutely. Knock it out.
All right, so I will say, for years and years and years, we haven't had a good American heavyweight that excited people. But the heavyweight division now is coming back into the forefront. You've got Anthony Joshua from England, 6'5", 250.
We've talked quite a bit about him on the show, and I think
love him.
He is going to be the truth, I'm hoping.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. He sells out the O2 Arena, which holds like 20,000 seats in 30 to 90 seconds. It's insane how quick he sells it out. And then you got my favorite, Joseph Parker from New Zealand, who fought this weekend. 6'4", another 245 guy.
Nice.
Comes straight forward. You've got a lot of young, up-and-coming heavyweights that will spice the division up again and get HBO and Showtime interested in showing the heavyweight division again, so American fans will get excited again. Unfortunately, there's no American heavyweight that's worth a damn or interest anyone, but that's all right. We'll deal with what we got.
I think Joshua could be a crossover hit, though. I think he's got the personality, he's got the look. I think that's a guy who could make the leap.
Why is there not an American heavyweight fighter anymore?
Because anyone who has, the ability, who is 6'4" and 245, is playing football or basketball.
Okay,
or
so
something
what
else.
about the guys that fail at that? What about the third-string offensive linemen?
Well, by the time they know they
it?
fail, they're not boxing.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's no more of the
boxing gyms or
exactly.
shutting down
That's
left
true.
and right, and you had in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, your inner city kids. That was their way to escape and fight and make money and put food on the table. And like Mr. Bauer said, they're going into football where it's a guaranteed contract.
Well, yeah, college pays so well
basketball.
now. Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah, college kids get paid.
They get paid a lot
why
better.
do you want to get your brain scrambled?
Yeah.
Well, football.
Well, they do in football. But
Yeah. All right, so
Besides the point.
Canelo and Golovkin, is this fight ever going to happen?
I will say I'm very disappointed. Jerry Jones went out there to see Canelo, who knocked out Khan in an explosive one-punch knockout. YouTube it. It's amazing.
Yep, we
2 weeks
talked
ago.
about that.
And he wants the venue. He wants to fight in Cowboy Stadium. Canelo, after the fight, said, yeah, I want to fight GGG, but Oscar De La Hoya, for some reason, is like, oh, we need to let this fight marinate. And it's a horrible idea because we all know how fighters that, you get set up for a big fight and then they take a few interim bouts. I, for one, I'm going to drop my Tommy Morrison reference. I went to Tulsa in 1993. Tommy Morrison had an $8 million payday on the line against Lennox Lewis. Fought a guy, Michael Bent, for $1.5 million. The fight was supposed to be so bad that bookies didn't even take it in Vegas. And Bent knocked out Tommy Morrison in 93 seconds and cost him his $8 million payday.
And gave him
It's very
AIDS.
dangerous for fighters to wait on a fight. The public wants this fight and needs to be made, but if you're reporting that that Mayweather and McGregor is going to happen, then they're definitely going to bump that fight.
Oh, yeah.
Also,
No,
Canelo gave up his title.
Well, initially
yeah.
the Mayweather-McGregor fight was slated to be sometime next year, like next May, because they were talking about it right around, Derby weekend and that kind of deal. And so now they're saying it's been moved up, so maybe that's a spot there, late May next year is a spot where Canelo and GGG could happen at Jerry World.
It could happen. I just see it as a dangerous. GGG's 34-0 with 32 KOs. I believe he's 34 years old. He's got a chance to get old, and he's got fought pretty limited opposition. So you never know. In the next fight out, he could lose it and get old overnight.
Well, and that's that's what we saw with Mayweather-Pacquiao, is those guys waited so long that by the time they fought, they were two old men that we didn't care about.
And that's when I don't get the Oscar De La Hoya trying to postpone his fight or let it marinate reference, because I think the boxing fans, these are two guys that are going to come straight forward and drop bombs on each other. And if Canelo were to lose and go down swinging, it doesn't affect his stock at all.
No, he's actually getting
his
mainstream
cachet.
commercials now. He's got a endorsement deal and everything, so you're actually seeing that guy reach into the mainstream.
And the boxing fans would embrace that versus the, unfortunately, the Manny Pacquiao Mayweather fight, which left a horrible taste in everyone's mouth after showing out that kind of money.
All right, final question here for our boxing expert, Darren Sugar Boyd. So there's been talk in college football, and a few of the conferences have said, including Nick Saban, who said, look, college football needs an overall commissioner, somebody to get these people in line, somebody to make all this stuff happen, and everybody be on board together. Is there a chance or a way that boxing finally says, let's get one overriding body, you make all of your boxers fight at least every other year, you get these kinds of standards, and you get someone who rides herd over the boxing world?
Not a chance in hell. We tried that back in the mid-'90s with John McCain, who you might remember as a politician. Tried that with the Muhammad Ali Act and tried to get everything under one government umbrella. But there's so much money to be made from different promotions and different promoters. It's never going to happen.
That sucks.
I wish it would. I wish it would have a standard. I mean, even different states have different legislation to fighters as far as, there's not one standard anymore. So, yeah, it will never happen.
Wow. All right. Well, if there ever is a boxing commissioner, Darren, I'm going to vote for you.
That'd be great.
So, because
if this GGG and Canelo fight happens on September 17th, or the McGregor Mayweather fight happens, we're all going to Cowboy Stadium on the Sports Narrative credit card, and we're going to have a damn good time.
All right, so we've got July 7th will be Tyson Fury and Vladimir Klitschko. We'll talk about that. And then September 17th, we're looking at McGregor, Mayweather, and you would say that McGregor gets destroyed in this?
I don't think he'll get destroyed. He'll win a boring 12-round decision if he lasts that long. It won't be fun to watch.
I wonder what the odds are on that.
You think McGregor could win?
No.
No? Not at all. No way.
No chance. I will bet my daughter on the fact that McGregor has no chance to win.
How long do you think he'll last? You think he can go all 12 rounds?
I think he can jab and grab and hang on for a while.
Really?
Yeah,
well, that would be a boring
Mayweather's
fight.
not going to come after him.
Well, yeah, Mayweather doesn't throw punches.
Here's my question. Do you think he'll snap, middle of the 6th round and just put an arm bar on him and just snap his arm and then jump up and go, I win?
McGregor is basically 9-1 odds right now. So if you bet $100, you could get $900 back. Meanwhile, Mayweather is a 2,000, so you got to bet 2,000 to win 2,100.
You got to bet $2,000 to win $100.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's about right.
Wow.
That's worse than Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas odds.
You know what? I would put $20 on McGregor. I would.
Hey, you know what? We're going to talk a little bit later in the presentation about somebody putting $9,000 on a certain football team to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, really?
A certain Super Bowl team, and we'll see what you think about that.
Okay.
So yes, coming up in the news and notes segment in the final hour. All right.
Did you mortgage your 401k and put $9,000 on the Jets?
Not yet, but Fitzpatrick says he wants to come back, baby.
Uh-oh.
Thanks for having me on, gentlemen.
All right, there he is, Darren Sugar Boyd, represented by a very tiny Corona bottle. Don't ask him what's in his pants. All right, thank you, Darren.
Bye.
All right.
See you later, buddy.
There he goes.
Find more by subscribing to this channel and visiting us at www.thesportsnarrative.com. Join us every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Central for a live edition of the Sports Narrative Show, brought to you by Xena Communications and G&K Services.